the Joyetech XceedEdge. Let's have a quick look. Hey guys, Vick here, back with a quick look video. We're going to have a quick look at this. This is the Joyetech XceedEdge, a brand new pod style system from them. It's an all-in-one starter kit vape. Basically, it works just like a lot of these pod systems, but it has refillable tank and changeable coils. So this is the pod. 2 mil capacity, uses the same Xceed coil heads as their previous Xceed models. Click this in, it's a friction fit. There's no click or magnet or anything like that. It's just a perfect fit in there. Looks a lot like this. It's got the button is underneath and it's literally on this edge, this button, and you just press it. You've got a light show at the bottom. That is your battery life indicator. When it stays lit after vaping like that, it means you've got a lot of battery life. It starts flashing as you get further down. Available in a wide range of colours, and the built-in battery on this is 650 mAh, and it is vaping a lot like this. So 1.2 ohm mouth to lung coil head, and as you can see, it's a genuine mouth to lung. It's quite loose, but it is very much a mouth to lung. I'm really impressed with the way they've gone with these Xceed coils. I think they've slightly improved them as they've gone along. This Xceed coil is much better flavour and vapour production than the previous the very original Xceed coil heads that came out with the first Xceed item. So yeah, it's a genuine mouth to lung, not 1.2 ohm mouth to lung vape. The airflow's coming in here. They say that they have put a lot of effort into getting the airflow as smooth as possible with this. Often when you get these fancy designed items, you don't quite get. You get a compromise with things like airflow and things like that. It tends to be coming in a weird end and going out a weird end and going round. They say that they've done all they can to make this a very, very smooth draw and a very quiet one as well, and I think they've done a great job on that. It is really quiet. The other things of note are to refill it. Pop the pod out. There is a rubber latch on here. You simply pull that open and put your juice in a normal way. It's a completely see-through pod, so you can completely see how much juice you've got in there, and it is 2 mil capacity, so it is TPD compliant. I genuinely think it is a nice solid vape. I also think this will appeal to smokers, and that's obviously the most important thing with a kit like this. It's super pocket friendly, it's stylish, it's really well built, it's really solid, it's really smart looking, and it definitely has that really cool feel. If you want a feel for the size, the actual dimensions are 110 millimeters. So 11 centimeters tall. If we compare that to an 18650 battery, it's just a bit bigger than an 18650. It's an 18650 and a half. But yeah, so comparing to a battery, it's super pocket friendly. It's super light. It's super portable. USB charging, USB charger port on the bottom there. 650 mAh. It's going to charge really quickly. If you've got a desk job, an office job, and you've got access to a USB port, then this is going to be very, very handy. 650 mAh, the 1.2 ohm coil will last quite a good amount of time, but if you've got access to a USB port, you are laughing. Another nice thing about the fact they've done it in this pod style is you could hypothetically, if you were really into this kit and you want something on the move, you could just get another one of these. It's a completely sealed unit, there's no leaks or anything like that, so you could get an extra mouthpiece and you could have another pod, another flavour ready to go, and you could literally just go change flavour, or if this one runs out, stick that in. So I think that is the advantage of doing it in a pod style, even though this isn't genuinely a pod mod, it's more of an all-in-one starter kit. Speaking to the pod thing, you know, if you compare this to these pod systems, you know, the Joule and the Bow and the Earl and all those pod systems, this, for me, this just is streets ahead of that. It's a modern coil. It's not just a glorified CE5. It's a modern coil, an up-to-date coil using nice cotton, nice cam foil, all that sort of thing. It's refillable. You can put whatever juice you want in this. You know, you can change the coil when it runs out. You don't have to buy a new entire pod each time. So you can use cheap juice if you want to use cheap juice. You can get hold of these coil heads pretty cheap as well, like a 5-pack for £8, something like that. For me, that is just streets ahead of a pod. And I would much rather see a smoker getting into something like this than a pod system. I'm not knocking pod systems as such, but I just personally feel that this is so much better than a pod in so many ways. And another nice thing for a smoker is this completely is of the e-cigarette concept. So if they got this and they got used to this, they understood the changing coil heads, they understood refilling it and priming your wick. If they moved up to a bigger kit, it'd be the exact same principle. It'd still be a tank, it'd still be a coil, you still refill it, you still prime the wicks. Whereas if you're from a pod background, you know, it's a whole learning curve when you actually get a proper e-cig. So I think it's really cool. I think it's the best starter kit Joyetech have done. I think it's super stylish, super cool. I think it's actually a very good vape, which is obviously the most important thing. Available in a range of colours. You know, it's going to be affordable. You know it's well made. I think it's a really solid starter kit, this. No, like major negatives are jumping out of me. Remember, this is just a quick look. If you're still very interested in this and you want to see a full review, a full technical breakdown, I know Daniel DJ LSB Vapes has done this full review on this, so maybe go check that out if you're still interested in this. I've been Vaping Vic, and I'll see you again soon.